Welcome back to my channel, Old Quarter Dollar USA. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of Washington quarter dollar coin values, hidden treasures, rare mint errors, and the shocking history behind some of America's most collectible coins. From P, D, and S mint marks to unusual colors, off-metal strikes, and valuable error coins, these seemingly ordinary quarters could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even extraordinary amounts to collectors. Top 1. Today we are uncovering the fascinating story of one of America's most famous coins, the 1942 wheat penny with no mint mark. At first glance, this small copper coin may look ordinary, worn, dirty, and forgotten in an old collection, but its history and potential value continue to amaze coin collectors around the world. Some examples have sold for impressive amounts, while rare varieties and exceptional condition coins have attracted serious attention from collectors. Before you spend any old wheat penny, you should always take a closer look because hidden treasures can sometimes be found in the most unexpected places. The 1942 wheat penny was produced during a dramatic period in American history. The United States was entering World War II, and the demand for metals was increasing rapidly. These pennies were struck before the famous steel cents of 1943 appeared, making the 1942 issue one of the last regular copper wheat pennies before a major change in American coinage. Every 1942 wheat penny carries a piece of history, connecting collectors to a time when the nation was facing enormous challenges and preparing for one of the most important chapters in modern history. One of the first details collectors notice is the missing mint mark. A 1942 wheat penny with no mint mark was struck in Philadelphia. On the front of the coin, you will find the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, along with the word Liberty and the date 1942. On the reverse side are the famous wheat ears that gave the coin its nickname. These simple design elements have become iconic among collectors, and millions of people continue searching through old coin jars, hoping to discover a valuable example. Although many 1942 wheat pennies are common, condition plays an enormous role in determining value. Coins that remain bright, sharply detailed, and free from heavyware are much more desirable than heavily circulated pieces. Even a coin that appears dirty or worn may still attract interest if it displays strong details or unusual characteristics. This is why experienced collectors carefully inspect every coin they encounter rather than judging it solely by appearance. Another reason collectors become excited about the 1942 wheat penny is the possibility of minting errors. Error coins can include doubled letters, off-center strikes, unusual die varieties, or other production mistakes that occur during the minting process. These unusual features can make a coin stand out from millions of others. While most 1942 wheat pennies are ordinary examples, the discovery of a genuine error variety can transform a common coin into a highly sought-after collectible. The popularity of wheat pennies has continued to grow over the decades because they represent a golden era of American coin collecting. Many collectors remember searching through change as children, hoping to find a wheat penny among modern coins. This nostalgia, combined with historical significance and the thrill of discovery, keeps demand strong. Every year, collectors buy and sell these coins, creating a market where rare and high-quality examples can achieve remarkable prices. One of the biggest misconceptions in the coin hobby is that every old coin is automatically valuable. The truth is more complicated. Age alone does not determine value. Rarity, condition, collector demand, and special varieties are the factors that truly matter. This is why one 1942 wheat penny may be worth only a small amount, while another example with exceptional preservation or a notable error can command significantly higher prices. The story becomes even more interesting when collectors examine the transition from 1942 to 1943. As wartime demands increased, the United States changed penny production from copper to steel in 1943. Because of this historic shift, the 1942 wheat penny represents the final chapter of a traditional copper era before one of the most famous experiments in American coinage. This connection to wartime history adds another layer of fascination for collectors and historians alike. If you happen to own a 1942 wheat penny, it is wise to examine it carefully. Look for unusual details, strong design features, and any signs of minting errors. Avoid harsh cleaning, because cleaning can often reduce collector value. Many experienced collectors prefer coins with their original surfaces, even if those surfaces appear dark or aged. Preserving a coin in its natural state is usually the safest approach. The 1942 wheat penny reminds us that history can fit in the palm of our hand. What appears to be a simple 1-cent coin is actually a surviving artifact from a pivotal moment in American history. Whether your coin is a common example or an exciting variety, it carries a story that has endured for more than 8 decades. That enduring connection to history, combined with the excitement of searching for rare treasures, is what makes the 1942 wheat penny one of the most beloved coins in the world of coin collecting next top 2. Today we are diving into the incredible world of one of America's most fascinating coins, the 1944 wheat penny with no mint mark. At first glance, this tiny copper coin may seem ordinary, something you might overlook in an old jar of coins, a family collection, or a forgotten box in an attic. But what if I told you that some rare examples of the 1944 wheat penny have shocked collectors and created headlines throughout the coin collecting world? Stay with me until the end, because the history, mystery, and value behind this famous coin may completely change the way you look at old pennies forever. The year 1944 was a remarkable period in American history. The United States was deeply involved in World War II, and the nation was producing enormous amounts of equipment and supplies for the war effort. Just 1 year earlier, in 1943, pennies were struck using steel instead of the traditional bronze alloy because copper was needed for military purposes. By 1944, the mint returned to producing pennies with bronze composition, creating one of the most recognizable wheat pennies ever issued. Every 1944 wheat penny carries a connection to this historic moment, making it far more than just a 1-cent coin. One of the most important details collectors notice is the absence of a mint mark. A 1944 wheat penny with no mint mark was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. On the front of the coin, you will see the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, along with the word Liberty and the date 1944. The reverse side features 2 wheat stalks surrounding the words 1 cent and United States of America. This classic design became one of the most beloved coin designs in American history and remains popular among collectors today. Millions of 1944 wheat pennies were produced, but not every coin is equal. Condition plays a huge role in determining collector value. Coins that have sharp details, strong lettering, and original surfaces are often much more desirable than heavily worn examples. Even so, many collectors enjoy finding old, circulated pennies because they represent real pieces of history that traveled through countless hands during the 20th century. The real excitement begins when collectors start searching for unusual varieties and mint errors. Throughout the history of coin production, mistakes occasionally occurred during the striking process. Some coins display doubled letters, unusual impressions, or other characteristics that make them stand out. These varieties create excitement because they are far less common than ordinary examples. The possibility of discovering an unusual coin keeps collectors examining every detail with magnifying glasses and specialized equipment. Perhaps the most legendary story connected to the 1944 wheat penny involves the extremely rare 1944 steel cent. A small number of leftover steel planchets from 1943 were accidentally used to strike a few pennies in 1944. These rare steel cents have become some of the most famous error coins in American numismatics. Their rarity and historical significance have made them highly sought after among serious collectors. While most 1944 pennies are bronze, the possibility of finding a genuine steel example has inspired generations of treasure hunters to inspect every 1944 penny they encounter. Another fascinating aspect of the 1944 wheat penny is its role in the transition between wartime and traditional coin production. It symbolizes a return to normal materials after the unusual steel cent experiment of 1943. Because of this connection, collectors often view the 1944 wheat penny as an important piece of wartime history. Holding one is like holding a small artifact from a world that was dramatically different from today. Many people assume that every old coin is worth a fortune, but experienced collectors understand that rarity, condition, and demand are the true drivers of value. While common circulated 1944 wheat pennies are generally affordable, coins with exceptional preservation, rare varieties, or unique minting errors can attract much greater interest. This difference is why careful examination is so important when evaluating old coins. If you discover a 1944 wheat penny, Avoid cleaning it aggressively. Cleaning can remove original surfaces and reduce collector appeal. A coin that appears dark, aged, or even dirty may actually be more desirable than a heavily polished example. Preserving the coin in its original condition is usually the best way to maintain its historical character and potential collector interest. The enduring popularity of the 1944 wheat penny comes from its combination of history, design, and mystery. Every coin tells a story about wartime America, economic change, and the people who use it in everyday life. For collectors, the excitement comes not only from possible value, but also from the thrill of discovering a genuine piece of history hidden in plain sight. Whether found in an old collection, inherited from family members, or discovered in circulation decades ago, the 1944 wheat penny continues to capture the imagination of coin enthusiasts around the world, proving that even the smallest coin can hold an unforgettable story next top 3. Today we are exploring one of the most interesting and historic coins ever produced in the United States, the 1946 wheat penny with no mint mark. At first glance, this small copper coin may look like nothing more than an ordinary penny that has spent decades passing through countless hands. It may appear worn, dark, scratched, or even dirty after years of circulation. Yet hidden behind this humble appearance is a remarkable story that continues to fascinate collectors around the world. The 1946 wheat penny is more than just a coin. It is a surviving witness to one of the most important periods in modern history. The year 1946 marked a new beginning for America and much of the world. World War II had finally ended, and people were looking toward a brighter future after years of conflict and sacrifice. Factories that once produced military equipment were returning to civilian production. Families were rebuilding their lives, and the American economy was entering a period of tremendous growth. Every 1946 wheat penny was struck during this historic transition, making it a tangible connection to a time when an entire nation was stepping into a new era. Collectors immediately recognized the famous design of the wheat penny. The front of the coin displays a portrait of Abraham Lincoln, one of the most respected presidents in American history. Beside Lincoln appears the word liberty and the date 1946. Because this coin carries no mint mark, it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. On the reverse side, 2 elegant wheat stalks frame the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. This simple yet timeless design became one of the most beloved coin designs ever used in the United States. Although millions of 1946 wheat pennies were produced, their popularity among collectors remained strong. The reason is not simply age. Instead, collectors are drawn to the coin's historical significance, beautiful design, and connection to post-war America. Every scratch, mark, and sign of wear tells a story about the people who used the coin during a time of dramatic social and economic change. Holding one today feels like holding a small piece of living history. The excitement surrounding the 1946 wheat penny grows even stronger when collectors begin searching for unusual varieties and minting errors. Throughout the minting process, mistakes occasionally occurred, creating coins with distinctive characteristics that make them stand apart from ordinary examples. Some collectors spend years examining wheat pennies under magnification in hopes of discovering a rare variety hiding among common coins. The possibility of finding something special is one of the reasons coin collecting remains such a thrilling hobby. Condition plays a major role in determining collector interest. A heavily circulated coin that spent decades in commerce will naturally show signs of wear. However, coins that survive with sharp details, attractive surfaces, and minimal damage often receive greater attention from collectors. Even a coin that appears old and dirty should never be dismissed without careful examination, because appearance alone does not always reveal its true significance. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1946 wheat penny is its connection to everyday American life. Unlike rare gold coins that few people ever handled, pennies circulated everywhere. They were used in shops, restaurants, schools, and homes across the country. This means that every surviving 1946 wheat penny has likely traveled through countless communities and witnessed countless moments in history. Few collectibles offer such a direct connection to the past. Many beginning collectors dream of discovering a hidden treasure among old pennies. While not every 1946 wheat penny is rare, the excitement of searching keeps people interested year after year. Coin jars, inherited collections, estate sales, and forgotten boxes continue to produce surprising discoveries. The thrill comes from never knowing what might be waiting among a group of ordinary-looking coins. Another reason collectors admire the 1946 wheat penny is the enduring popularity of the wheat cent series itself. Introduced in the early 20th century, these coins became symbols of American heritage and craftsmanship. Their distinctive wheat-ear reverse design remains instantly recognizable even decades after production ended. Because of this lasting popularity, many collectors continue building complete wheat penny collections that include every date and mint combination. As the years pass, fewer original examples remain available in excellent condition. Coins become lost, damaged, or altered, making well-preserved examples increasingly desirable. This gradual decline in surviving high-quality specimens contributes to the continuing fascination surrounding the series. Collectors appreciate not only the value of these coins, but also their historical importance and cultural significance. The story of the 1946 wheat penny reminds us that extraordinary history can sometimes be found in the most ordinary places. What appears to be a simple 1-cent coin may actually represent a powerful connection to a world recovering from war and moving toward a hopeful future. Whether discovered in an old collection, passed down through generations, or found among forgotten coins, the 1946 wheat penny continues to capture the imagination of collectors everywhere. Its history, its journey through time, and its enduring appeal ensure that this remarkable coin will remain a treasured part of American numismatic history for generations to come.